out today actually apply across the United Kingdom to the immigration policy that we apply. I have to say, in response to the honourable gentleman's first point, I am confident that the needs of particular sectors will be met by the changes that we have brought about in relation to Tier 1 and Tier 2 and the intracompany transfer route. We've listened very carefully to business, and the CBI has said recently that they thought that a workable final solution would encompass protection of sponsored work permit numbers as a priority ahead of those without a job offer. We've done that, and prioritising the demand-led part of the system, Tier 2. In this manner, the government would be able to deliver on its goal of reducing net migration without damaging business, and that's exactly what we've done.
Mr. Dominic Raab.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I welcome the statement. Does the Home Secretary also agree that the UK economy's dependence on skilled labour from abroad highlights two of the starkest failures under the last government, namely the promotion of welfare dependency and the failure to improve skills and training?
My honourable friend is absolutely right, and I think it's important that we see this policy also in the context of the welfare reform policy we have, the introduction of the work programme that will come in next year, and indeed, as I said, the Business Secretary's proposed skills agenda that he introduced in a white paper last week. My honourable friend is absolutely right.
Luciana Berger.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. During last Thursday's immigration debate, the Home Secretary's Parliamentary Undersecretary, the Honourable Member for Old Bexley and Sidcup, said, and I quote, "We therefore aim to reduce net migration to the levels of the 1990s, tens of thousands, not hundreds of thousands, each year by the end of this Parliament, therefore by 2015. Can I offer the Home Secretary another opportunity to confirm categorically if this is still her government's policy this week?"
Say to the honourable lady, it is the position. I listen very carefully. I will say this only once. We aim to reduce net migration from the hundreds of thousands to the tens of thousands by the end of this Parliament.
Harriet Baldwin.
Thank you, sir. Turning again to the issue of student visas, in West Worcestershire we've got quite a few boarding schools like Malvern College, St Michael's College, Tenbury Wells, Malvern St James's College, and they obviously attract students from all around the world. They're highly trusted sponsors. They're already finding the system is slowing them down, so can the Home Secretary reassure these colleges that the process will get faster?
Happy to give my honourable friend that reassurance. While we are consulting on focusing the student visa route on universities and FE colleges and on degree-level courses, highly trusted sponsors will be able to offer courses at below degree level, and I would expect the schools that my honourable friend has referred to would indeed, as she says, because they are highly trusted sponsors, be able to continue to offer courses.
William Bain.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. 2 months ago, UK executives at Toyota told me of the benefits for their company and the wider British economy through knowledge and skills transfer of intra-company transfers. Will she publish to the House the economic analysis that she has performed, I'm sure, of the impact on growth, output, of restricting intra-company transfers of more than 12 months to those on salaries of more than 40,000?
I indicated some figures in my statement, but I'm happy to say to the honourable gentleman that the Minister for Immigration actually met representatives from Toyota to discuss their particular needs, and I understand that they were comfortable with the proposals that we're putting forward.
Andrew Griffiths.
Mr. Speaker, can I congratulate the Home Secretary for having the grit and the determination to bring forward this important proposal to the House. She quite rightly pointed out the kind of abuses that we saw under the previous government with things like the student visa scheme, meaning many people were here that shouldn't have been. Can she outline her departments, what measures they are taking to ensure those that are here illegally are removed and removed quickly?
Well, we will indeed. I mean, we're looking at the measures that can be taken against those colleges or so-called colleges that actually just enable students to come here and work and stay on rather than to be removing. And as I've said in answer to a number of other honourable members who've raised this or similar issues, of course this is the government that is committed to introducing strengthening our borders through the Border Police Command within the National Crime Agency.
Mark Pritchard.
Mr. Speaker, can I welcome the Home Secretary's statement today? I just hope the consultations aren't too long and there'll be an opportunity for the whole House to debate, probably with an immigration bill, all of these issues in detail. Given the rampant abuse of tourist, student, work and family visas, is it not time that there was an incentive for those who attempted to overstay or who have overstayed to return to their countries of origin voluntarily, otherwise be barred from re-entering this country for at least 20 years? That would be an incentive that would work.
I think I'll take that as my honourable friend's contribution to the consultation exercise we have on student visas.
Michael Ellis.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I congratulate the Home Secretary on this statement. The Shadow Home Secretary apparently has already admitted in the media that the party opposite, when in government, made a mistake in 2004 by not applying transitional controls to enlargement of the European Union then. I see he's nodding now from the Secretary position. Has my right honourable friend assure the House, can she assure the House that such transitional controls will be applied now to any further enlargements of the European Union?
I'm very happy to give that commitment to my honourable friend in relation to any future new member states entering the European Union. But can I say to him that I'm absolutely fascinated that the Shadow Home Secretary stood up in response to my statement and claimed that the last government had introduced all these transitional controls, and yet now we hear that actually he says they made a mistake in not doing this properly.
Dr. Therese Coffey.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I warmly welcome the statement today by my right honourable friend, and I think it will go a very long way to assuaging the concerns of constituents in Suffolk Coastal that they're not so worried about business people being here for 2 or 3 years. It's the permanent settlement that automatically seems to be granted if you lived here for 4 years. Can you give me some further concerns about the criminality aspect, because that's another great concern in my constituency?
Yes, we are indeed looking at the criminality criteria for entering, to tighten those up, to look at people's records before, in terms of who can enter into the UK. We think that's an important element that we should be looking at, and I know it's an issue that has been of concern for a number of people.
Dr. Sarah Wollaston.
Mr. Speaker, has the Home Secretary made an estimate of the number of sham marriages, particularly to EU migrants to the UK, and what further measures does she take to deter this and punish those responsible?
Well, I'm happy to say to my honourable friend, I haven't got an estimate of the number of sham marriages, but the UK Borders Agency has been very active in stopping sham marriages over the summer. We had a very big crackdown on this, and I think many people were concerned and surprised to see that a Church of England vicar was actually caught, arrested, because he had been helping sham marriages to take place.
Mr. Christopher Pincher.
Last and most certainly least, I welcome my right honourable friend's statement, but will she agree with me that whilst large-scale import of cheap labour may keep the lid on wage price inflation, it also keeps a lid on productivity, because businessmen who feel they can import cheap labour are less incentivised to be productive? Doesn't she agree that's not a competitive model, and those businesses that do try to import cheap labour, the government should not turn a blind eye to them?
I have said, indeed, in some of my conversations with businesses, that it is important that they do look at ensuring that they are encouraging and providing the training for skills growth and development here in the UK. I think that's important. I think it's in the UK's interest, it's in the individual's interest, and it's also in the interest of those businesses.